This is Victoria. She fell in love with Chris. The couple first met in high school, but back then, both their lives were very different.
I'd have kids spitting on me or throwing trash at me, yelling obscenities, telling me to go kill myself every single day.
I was part of the athletic community, and a bunch of the kids that I was surrounded by used to bully Victoria.
When I was transitioning, I felt like nobody would ever love me.
Having lost touch after graduating, years later, romance blossomed between the two after they unexpectedly matched on Tinder. But even with high school fading into a distant memory, the couple have found that some judgment still remains the same.
Some of the worst stereotypes that we'll get, that I'm a man and he's gay.
I worry about the comments that she gets, just totally unnecessary slander for her.
I hate this picture.
I know you do, but I love it so much.
Goofballs. We're absolute goofballs. My name is Victoria Rose. I am a 22-year-old woman of trans experience, and I make LGBT content on YouTube.
I'm Christopher St. Germain. I am 23 years old, and I am a music engineer and an artist.
We've been together for about a year and a half now, so going strong. We went to high school together. We weren't super close friends, but he knew of me. We grew up in a small farming town. I transitioned really young, so as you can imagine, me transitioning from male to female at such a young age was very jarring for a lot of people to be seeing and to hear about. We came from such different walks of life because I was kind of like an art nerd and he was in all of the sports in high school. I knew him as a very handsome jock.
A bunch of the kids that I was surrounded by used to bully Victoria.
I'd have kids spitting on me or throwing trash at me, yelling obscenities, telling me to go kill myself every single day.
I wasn't aware of the entirety of it, but there were moments where I did witness it. And I heard all sorts of garbage in the school, people saying stuff, and I was always like, hey, just shut up. Like, this isn't important. Like, why are you guys making fun of her?
Chris and Victoria graduated and went their separate ways. They eventually ended up back in their hometown, where a chance meeting on Tinder would change both their lives forever.
When I saw him on Tinder, I knew that I already had eyes for him.
But I saw her and went, oh my God, that's Victoria. I mean, she didn't look that much different than she did in high school. She's always been pretty. But
These are the first messages that Chris sent me on Tinder, and I was so nervous because I had just gotten my bottom surgery. You know, I hadn't told anyone about it yet.
I said, you've become quite a beautiful woman, Victoria. I'm very proud of you for pushing through the terrible hate and living your truth.
I messaged him and I said, I'm good. I'm actually recovering from surgery at the moment, so I'm not working. So he said, what did you have surgery on? And I said, I had gender confirmation surgery. And I had an emoji of a eggplant and then a taco, because I'm classy. I have had a breast augmentation, I have had a tracheal shape, they shaved down the Adam's apple, and I have had my sexual reassignment surgery, changing male genitalia to female genitalia. I feel like the surgeries that I have had got me to where I need to be mentally. I didn't want him to see me as that insecure, sad high school kid, because that's not who I am anymore. I wanted him to just treat me like anyone else, which he certainly did, but he wasn't trying to forget that I was transgender. He was okay with it.
It did not take very long for us to realize that we were very well aligned.
There are a lot of things that I like about Chris. He's very understanding, he's very empathetic, and he's smart as a whip.
We just work so perfectly together. She's very patient with me when I have my issues in my life. I mean, our hobbies, and we just make a really good team.
We want a family one day. We want a normal, happy, wholesome life.
But the couple have come up against a lot of prejudice about their relationship, due to Victoria being part of the trans community.
Some of the worst stereotypes that we'll get, really most basic one, is that I'm a man and he's gay.
They always ask about surgical status, and they do not word it that pleasantly.
First question, to put it bluntly, is always just, what, does she have a penis?
What does it matter, right? I'm in love with her and you're an old friend of mine. Why does it matter what's going on with her sexually? And none of your business, really. That's what it comes down to.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. So my YouTube channel, I get a lot of support, but I also certainly get some people commenting, you know, man, ugly, fat. You know, my favorite one is fake vajayjays, grotesque. Have one saying, can I just point out the obvious here, not being rude, but just saying you will not be able to have a baby. Like, I do know. Thank you. Jesus Christ is a man and he rose a man.
Which, like, what does that have to do with anything?
Never said anything what she says. I get this a lot. I get you're pretty hot for a dude. I get that a lot.
I worry about the comments that she gets on YouTube, mostly because it's just totally unnecessary slander for her, and it obviously doesn't feel good to get a bunch of comments calling you a dude or man or whatever.
When I see the hate comments, it makes me frustrated that the trans community is being targeted like this, but honestly, people can go ahead and try to invalidate me, but nobody can validate me as a woman other than me. Today we are going for a walk at the park where we actually had our first date, and we're going to see Chris's mom and his sister. Growing up in a small farming town, you never really know what kind of judgment you might face when you go out. Luckily, his family has always been very supportive of me. People are, I think for the most part, especially everybody in our life, is as open-minded as you. I mean, obviously, but unfortunately, there's still a lot of people that aren't, and people that have preconceived notions.
So I didn't really have any problem. And I mean, I think my only reservation, I would say, would be that other people in the family wouldn't be as accepting.
It's sad that we live in a world where someone would be worried that other people are going to have reservations towards you simply because you're being who you are. I think they are like the perfect match for one another.
They absolutely are.
They're like the goofiest.
This is the happiest I've ever seen her. Happiest, healthiest, just doing so well.
When I was a young person and I was transitioning, it felt like I was going to be stuck there forever. And it felt like nobody would ever love me. I had people telling me all the time that no one will ever love you. Today, I can happily say I love who I turned out to be. I am a healthy, happy, well-adjusted 22-year-old with a happy, healthy, well-adjusted boyfriend.
You can date somebody who's transgender and not be thought of as a weird person. You know, it's important for me to openly be in a relationship with Victoria so that people can see that it's okay. Of my whole adult life, there was something I was missing the whole time, and I think having Victoria around, I feel like I have a home.